We're back for match number 1, and I'm still laughing at my wife calling it the Pow Pow version of Magic.
It goes Pow Pow!
This hand's... What do you even say to that? Definitely keeping this hand. It's just a matter of what card to put back. We're up against the Urion deck, so temporary lockdown probably won't have a lot of targets. So put that back instead. So I turn on the sound so I can get...
Wait, I get to hear the Pow Pows.
Mm-hmm.
I still need to say it's your turn.
No, I would get obnoxious.
Why? You turn the sound down anyway so you don't have to hear it.
It's because when you're recording, people don't like to hear the background sounds as much. At least you're not busting out the Yu-Gi-Oh! Your move! Never mind, watching too much of the anime.
I was gonna say I have not heard that in Yu-Gi-Oh! Any game online yet.
It wasn't in the game, it was in the original.
The Yu-Gi-Ohs go, opponent's turn.
Hmm.
That's probably what I got. Oh, they're gonna have Pow Pow. Pow! I like pows. I think you did that just... Oh man, I lost. Watch out, Pow Pow.
There, I turned the volume up so you can hear the pow-pows a little bit better.
Oh, I could hear it just fine. Besides, my pows are better than theirs.
Good to know.
I'm
We're
more
up against...
They just make noise.
Up against Incarnation. This is going to be a little bit difficult. Guess I should have played Reidane last turn.
Yeah, their noises are annoying.
Fortunately, Reidane came down a turn too late. Them not being able to cast their fires for another turn or two would be very helpful.
Yeah, Coop Dragon or Fingers.
What, this thing?
The blue dragon.
No, that's not mine.
That's theirs.
Yep.
They're cute. Pow.
Let's go get a 7 dropping in the game, so... Because when Enigmatic Incarnation, they can sacrifice any enchantment to go find a creature cost 1 more. So they can go get a 7 drop and effectively in the game. So I'm going to presume that's not what they do. Interesting. I mean, they're already ahead this game, but if they would go get an Agent of Treachery or a doing that, why wouldn't you block the one that's already going to die at the end of the turn anyway? Yeah, they should have went and gotten either Agent of Treachery or Titan of Industry. Presuming, I mean, both of them could be in their hand, but generally speaking, one of those would have ended the game on the spot, pretty much. Whereas now, I mean, yeah, they could put a lot of power on the board maybe, but unless they have another Leyline Binding, there's an off chance we can kill them next turn. Which, yep, they had another Leyline Binding anyway, so. Okay, that's one spell this turn. What's your other spell? That doesn't... Okay, that kills the reflection. Yeah. Depends on what they sacrifice here. They finally sacrifice that Leyline Binding? Oop, we're gonna go and get a smaller creature. They've used their Skyclave Apparition. Okay, so they're gonna use Knight of Autumn to blow up our Leyline Binding, get back their Leyline Binding, taking Cavalier of Thorns, Cavalier of Flame. And pass turn. Players can't pay life or sacrifice non-land permanents to cast spells or activate abilities. I guess that's a triggered ability, so it gets around that. And they're going to blow that up, get the Leyline back, etc. So my opponent played it a good bit more conservatively, but their deck just generates a bunch more value than this one. Alright, that's just game. Boom.
Bye bye.
Definitely want our Knights of Autumn. Temporary Lockdown takes some of their lower end stuff, but doesn't really do a ton. Shatter could be okay. Mystical Dispute could be okay in the games where we don't have fires. Let's go ahead and roll with it this way. It's just a little too light on lands. So it kind of has the opposite problem, but I do think we keep it. Ironically, I think going back and watching all of the videos that I've done for Arena and Pioneer, or Explorer technically, I think I see more of this Enigmatic deck than I do the mono green deck, which is ironic. Mono green's considered one of the better decks in the full-blown version of the format. So it's very weird to see a deck that's considered fringe, like Enigmatic Fires is, to be played more than mono green. Poke the dragon that tries to bite you. Could run out fires in Night of Autumn, but that just gives them an opportunity to Leyline Binding or something without getting any value. So. Just gonna wait until next turn when we can play that and Kenny, or if they run out their own fires, blow it up with Night of Autumn. Looks like they might be holding up Mystical Dispute possibly, if they just pass doing nothing. card you can board in, but it is really, really telegraphed when you're playing a deck with a bunch of creatures and enchantments and you literally cast nothing. Play Omnath. I don't care if this gets countered. That was a mistake, friend. Now I'm going to get both triggers whether you want me to or not. Yep, they're definitely holding up Mystical Dispute. Just hold on to that Otawara. heck is her button die? Even if it is her cleaning day, it doesn't mean she has to stomp around like an impetulant 2-year-old.
Maybe she's heavier set and she just thinks she's walking.
I doubt that.
I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. I don't do that often.
Amen there.
Hey, now.
You're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. Yeah, I'm not sure what game our opponent was playing. Seemed very questionable. This deck is more of a try to set up one of its powerful creatures and kill you as quickly as possible kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
It gains a little bit of advantage. The opponent's deck is all about, like, everything in the deck is getting a little bit more advantage, a little bit more advantage, and a little bit more advantage.
Almost wants a slow fade.
It can be, but they have Leyline Binding with their namesake card, Enigmatic Incarnation. They can go get a 7-drop. And most of the 7-drops that the deck tends to run, unless my opponent's running a just off-the-wall version of the deck, can do things like come in, blow up something, make another 4/4, or come in, steal one of my permanents. Then they can blink it or make a copy of it, steal another one of my things, and just keep doing that. And my deck can't recover from that. So unless they're not playing that card specifically, then they're literally just playing a game that's more in favor of what I'm doing than what their deck should be doing. Now maybe their hand didn't develop that way, but they've had Leyline Binding, Enigmatic Incarnation in play both games and haven't went and gotten a 7-drop. So it looks like they have Omen of the Forge. Pitch Jetmir's Garden, Swamp. It was a risk not hitting our 4th land drop by pitching those, but neither one of them would have allowed us to cast Omnath this turn, so should have held on to one of the lands. Yeah. This deck's almost half lands, so I expect to draw a land when I pitch 2, but now we'll fall behind and probably die. What, this one?
The one you just played. No.
Oh, this guy?
Yes. Big green ball of goo that goes raw.
That's going to blow up our Fires of Invention, I presume. Now I'm pretty sure I die. Okay, so it wasn't just me, my opponent was playing a little on the slow side.
Maybe the cautious.
I still have 23 minutes left on my clock. They have 8. Like, I understand their deck has a lot of decisions, but... Yeah, we're not overcoming all that. I was going to say, our opponent's about to draw... Wanted to see view battlefield. Opponent was about to draw like 3 or 4 cards, kill 2 of our permanents, etc. So, alright, back for the next match. As my wife's choking on her vape because I caught her off guard with a comment. Oh, you get me choking all the time on my pop and whatever by making a joke at the wrong time. Alright, take a look at this hand. We really can't cast Fable, but it really does feel like the linchpin of the hand. So I think we're going to keep Fable. I think it's either put back Kenny or Omnath. I think we'll put Kenny back for now. Downside of having a 5-color deck when you've already mulliganed once, you can't really afford to mulligan a functional hand outside of... Oh, yay, spirits. Fun. There's a little Fable while we can. Omnath, can I cast Omnath next turn? I think the answer is yes. No, I don't have green mana, do I? Huh. Oh wait, yeah I do. I just don't have green and red. Discard that, I guess.
Okay.
I screwed that up, the sequencing. Should have done the suicide attack here, then I would have been able to... Interesting. I'm not playing around Bonecrusher Giant at all. Okay, more power to him, I guess. Should have waited to play the Proving Grounds till after I cast Omnath. Would have gained us 4 life, which can be relevant in these situations.
But you didn't.
Yeah. That was just going to beat us down. I don't even want to know where your mind just went.
You said there was something about beating them down, or beating whatever down, and then you hear pop, pop. And it's just perfect timing.
There's something inherently wrong, but there is a magic card out there now called Slipped Out the Back.
Oops.
I guess we chump block and pray.
Oh, but that's not
I mean, we get to draw 4 cards, but we're dead, so it doesn't matter. Temporary Lockdown would have been a nice card to have access to.
Hello, neighbor.
I wonder if the fan running is annoying her.
I'd rather the fan run.
Could bring Shatter the Sky in. The problem with it is obviously it's no Supreme Verdict, so they can't counter it. Reidane probably can come out. Bonecrusher Giant's like okay against them. It's not super exciting. Down like one of those for Giants, one Omnath, one Fires. Take a little bit more on the controlling roll against them. Do you think that's what was really causing the hissy fit?
If so, I'm gonna start banging on the wall or the ceiling when she runs it at night.
And Temporary Lockdown's a good card to match up, although we won't. I guess we can get a second source of light with Fabled Passage, so not terrible. Does the fox say dun 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 dun?
Ding, 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 ding.
One important lesson you learn in marriage: don't tick off the wife.
Payback's a biscuit.
Indeed.
I do get mad, but I'll give you one too.
Well, it does get to draw a card here, but we do get to untap and cast temporary lockdown, get their pressure off the board. Oops. Even my opponent agrees. That was an oops.
Something they did?
Yeah, they cast Curious Obsession, which has a clause on it that says if you don't attack with a creature this turn, you sacrifice Curious Obsession.
Oh.
And they had no creature capable of attacking that turn.
I've done that. Or something similar.
So. Let's play another temporary lockdown. At least it's a card we can cast. With one card in hand. It's another counter spell or bounce spell we lose. It doesn't look to be. It's Shacklegeist. As most of our opponent's counterspells are now useless to them, because we can pay for anything. Let's cast a Kenny. And our opponent concedes. Nice to know we can at least win some games in this matchup. That was seriously what she was stomping about?
I don't know, but she gets to deal with me all week. Don't you feel bad for her?
No, I really don't.
Oh, not bad.
I have never met a more temperamental neighbor than. That includes the wonderful couple above me in Illinois that thought 2:30 was time to make a new kid thing every afternoon.
No worse than the people above me.
I didn't deal with them though, so I don't know. Yes, but they thought everything was exercise equipment.
That they did. The sad part is that on a sunny day they actually brought exercise equipment outside. Oh, and are you recording now?
Yeah.
Oh, oops.
You're not on camera, so it's all good. How does your wife turn red? She talks about her upstairs neighbors having exercise. Alright, these are the kind of games that are going to be difficult to win. Downside of playing Keruga, you don't cast anything before turn 3 unless you have Bonecrusher Giant, so maybe they'll get sloppy and tap out here for some reason. Ding 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 ding. Guess we'll play Fable the Mirror Broker. They let it resolve. Interesting. Which means they're going to get. I guess they can pump this, huh? Oh, they have rattle chains. What is so funny?
Nothing.
Ding, 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 ding. What does the fox say as my wife got this stuck in my head?
You stuck it in mine first. On that note, I think I should Please don't mean pause.
No, no, no. That was very much recorded.
No, be around. Open your mouth, insert my foot.
That was... No, that was great timing, dear. That was great timing. Oh, jeez. Talking about a song, and my wife says you stuck it in her first. Well, you know. See if they counter Omnath. Oh, I let Omnath resolve. Oh, you just... Okay, good luck. Opponent may have just given the game away. Whoopsie. Game's not completely over. They can still potentially outrace me here. But this temporary lockdown should never have resolved. Do I prevent the 4 damage, or do I just take it? It's actually a close decision. Just the fuck's sake.
Ding, 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 ding.
Kaboom. Alright, that didn't feel like a matchup we should have won, but we did, so yay! Back for our third match.
You can't even talk.
No, I can't, because I'm still laughing at the last last match. At least we're up against awesome.
Oh. So they're ring ding 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 awesome. Or they're an awesome ring ding 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 ding.
Alright. You know how Triome go. Looks like we're up against humans. They have a Luminarch Aspirant, who I swear every time I hear CGB say it, I swear he says Asp. Butt pirate.
An ass butt pirate?
Not really supposed.
Pirate.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm gonna say, you're not really supposed to use that no bad word. Alright, we may just get overrun this game, unfortunately. If I put out Athalia. Here comes Big Boom Booms.
Boom, boom, pow! I like the powers. I didn't think it. Get your mind out of the gutter.
I didn't say a word. You're the one laughing. I know, but that didn't mean you had to laugh.
I started laughing because I saw you were holding laughter in, which made me die laughing.
Oh, okay, so it's all my fault now, right?
You're the husband, right?
Oh, what's that have to do with anything?
That means it's your fault.
Oh, it's always the husband's fault? My bad.
Because the women are always right.
Opponent played an extraction specialist and a recruitment officer. Sounds like we're bringing in the IRS and the military into this. Alright, so... Okay, well... Wasn't expecting my opponent to go boom, but they went boom. Bring in the 3 shatters. Reidane can probably go out, although the shield was relevant there. Guess we cut a Fable. And pass. And this is one of the matchups where temporary lockdown is better than Deafening Clarion, which we ran the last time we played this deck. Because their creatures can grow out of range of... Speaking of temporary lockdown, what you do to your teenager when they're being obnoxious.
Then you just take away their phones.
And their tablets. And their PS5s. And their...
All electronics. Wait, and then they're going to drive you nuts. Never mind, don't do that. It's a trap.
It's a trap. Actually, I kind of feel bad for my opponent next turn.
You do have a heart.
No, not really.
I know.
I don't think... Oh, they just went boom. How unfortunate.
Bye-bye.
Yep, bye-bye. Alright, back for a quick wrap on this very entertaining video. As far as the gameplay, it was a little surprising that we beat Mono Blue as convincingly as we did, especially without having access to Supreme Verdict, as I just don't have the wild cards to get that currently. But the rest of the deck, it's a fairly up and down deck. It's definitely a high variance deck. One of the things whenever you play with a deck that's not as efficient as it can be, you know, something like Rakdos or something like Mono White or Mono Blue, you run the risks of just having these clunky, non-functional draws. And sometimes that just comes home to roost and you lose some games. And that said, there are still some decks out there that can go over the top of this Keruga Fires list, namely the Enigmatic Fires deck. I think it might be the most go over the top deck in the format outside of Mono Green, but the Mono Green matchup I found to be a little bit closer than I expected. Temporary lockdown can certainly give them some fits, and you do have the ability to kill them on turn 5 with Fires of Invention draws. As far as the sideboard stuff, you know, Knight of Autumn can help slow them down, blow up their key artifacts and stuff. So I found this deck to be fairly competitive when it doesn't lose to itself. There are very few decks that can meet this deck pound for pound with what it's doing in terms of you know, just the power of 4 drops, 5 drops, you know, being able to give all your things haste and stuff. And my wife is currently snickering at every mention of the word pound, so don't think there's any getting around that in this deck tech. But as far as the deck goes, like I said, it tends to struggle into decks with a bunch of counter spells. So blue-white control could be a problem. Mono blue spirits, despite us winning the match, is probably not a good matchup. And obviously, decks like Enigmatic Fires can be problematic. Decks that can go underneath of what we're doing, things like Boros, Heroic, etc. could certainly be some issues. But, you know, anything where our sweepers match up well against their creatures, such as Mono White Humans, those kind of decks, this tends to be very good. And then obviously matchups like Rakdos, while it can be close, I do think the Fires lists are slightly favored, although Rakdos decks, once again, are a little bit more consistent. But this deck is a blast to play, something you should certainly explore if you like things a little bit off the wall. And hope to see you for the next video. This has been John for Arena Nexus MTG.